How you doing? Welcome to Tutorial Tuesday or Thursday, depending on when I actually put this online. I never know these things. So what is Tutorial Tuesday or Thursday, depending on when it airs? Basically, it's your favorite show to learn some new stuff about music production. Whether you are an amateur or professional like myself, you can actually learn something today. So before we get into this, why don't you guys come press that subscribe button and EQ the bell, and let me tell you what we'll be doing today. I don't think there is a good audio joke. I really don't. Compress this. What the hell? What the hell am I thinking? That being said, if you do have a good joke, leave it in the comment section down there below. I would love to hear it. So what we'll be doing today is teaching you how to make your drums groove better, because I'm assuming that you don't really know how to do that. You have just downloaded your first cracked version of FL Studio, which I strongly recommend you don't do. Just download the demo if you like it, buy the product. Always support the developers that give you the opportunity to, do something with your spare time other than master. So I was thinking of going over two methods. One of them being the audio way, one of them being the MIDI way, because essentially there's two ways that I program drums. One is just drag and dropping audio files, just dragging and dropping my kick and my snare and my hi-hats into the sequencer and then go from there. The other option would be having a plugin like Native Instruments Contact 5, where you have the Studio Drummer module, where you just, finger bang the drums in. Now, if you don't treat them at all, the audio ones will sound very stiff, the MIDI ones will sound very bad. So I am going to teach you how to make both of these versions sound good. So let's get into Logic. And as you can see, we have now made it into Logic Pro, where I have created 3 tracks that I have conveniently named kick, snare, hi-hat. I mean, this is basically what your beats sound like when you just start producing. On the very first day, you have just downloaded your cracked version of FL Studio. This is what your beat will sound like. Now there's a few things you could do to add a little life to it, and I think one of the most crucial things is to not have everything on the grid. Now of course there's different things you could do. You could just highlight everything, really zoom in and say, okay, well, I'll take the snares off by this much, and this will already snap a little different, but that's just the snares, right? And well, you could do the same for the hi-hats, just take them off slightly. What of course I like to do, and I'm a professional, I do this for a living, I just say you go into this little thing right here called delay, and you just move it up a bit. At this point, these hi-hats that are on the snare track, for some stupid reason, are now all 13 ticks to the front. So they're not perfectly on grid anymore. It is a little different. You do the same for the snares, but maybe the other way. Let's say I'll put those 5 ticks before. It's already a difference. Subtle, but it's there. So now we have both waveforms down here. Let's first inspect with just the magnifying tool. Well, we can clearly see that the one that's stiff, which is all parameters set to 0, so not groovy at all, is very much on grid. And you can see already, just by comparing the lines here, that the one that's vibey is dragging a little behind. What does it actually sound like, you say? Well, we are going to listen to one, the stiff one, and then we are going to move into the vibey one at some point, and let's see if you can hear the difference. So go to solo mode, there we go. All stiff. I don't know if you could hear that, but there is a bit more of a groove to the vibey one. And this is one of the key elements on how to make your drums groove a little better. Now another thing you can do to give your program drums like this a little more vibe, if they are very stiff, is to add an acoustic drum loop to them. So I've loaded up a loop in there right now. I'm going to slowly move it in with the volume until it becomes noticeable, but not overpowering. This is much nicer than just this. But I hear you ask, what if I don't program my drums like this, but I have native instruments? I have Contact 5 and I use Studio Drummer. How can I make my stuff sound more groovy if I use that? I will show you. So let's say you have Studio Drummer loaded up. You want to program a simple little drum loop, and then you realize it doesn't groove right. What do? Well, I'm here to show you. This is what I would do. First, let's record the loop. These are the MIDI notes that I have played. So what I would do, I would quantize everything. So now at least it's, tight, but it doesn't have a lot of life to it. I would go into Studio Drummer and I would put randomize on, and I would randomize the time a bit, I would randomize the velocity a bit, and I would randomize the pitch a bit. You know what? I'll randomize everything a little bit. This as well. Let's see what this sounds like. I think that sounds a lot nicer than this. And you know why? Because this ensures that every note that's being played is hit slightly different. Alright, so let us inspect how they look like. Well, you can tell straight away. The stiff one, very much quantized, is very much fixed onto the grid. As you would expect when you quantize something. The vibey one is again a little off, but it's not off the same off on every note. Does that make sense? Let me zoom in a little bit more so you can see it. So this is where the hi-hat starts, and this would be, if you zoom in on that part, it would be 1, 2, I would say 2.5 ticks approximately from the grid before the hi-hat hits. But the kick, on the other hand, the kick starts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ticks after the grid starts. Which means, like I said, the timing is randomized, therefore the entire groove has a different feel to it, instead of it being very, very fixated. So as you can hear, it's very tight. And then we switch. It's subtle, but it's there. That's what you need to know. That was it for this week's tutorial. I don't know if this is going to be a weekly thing, as things are usually with me. I just don't know. I'm a busy man. I got a lot of stuff to do. And on that note, I would like to say thank you very much for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed. I really hope you've learned something. If you have, leave a like. If you didn't learn anything, leave a like as well. If you want to learn something else, leave a like and leave a comment in the comment section down there below. And if you did nothing or any of the three above, why don't you compress that subscribe button and EQ the bell? No. It's just those jokes don't. It's just stupid. But on a more serious note, I do want your feedback on stuff like this. Do you like to see this? Is this useful at all? Please let me know. I need a purpose. I need to know that there will be kids learning from this, and in 15 years they'll accept Grammys on stage and they'll shout me out and tell people to subscribe, because it's even less than the last time I put this thing up. And also please tell me in the comment section down there below if there is any topic you would like me to touch upon, if there's anything you'd like to learn. I can be your master. I can be the professor and you can be the young grasshopper, and I will show you the ropes. That being said, I do really appreciate you guys for watching. Thanks again, and I hope to see you for the next one. Bye!